Sports seem to overcome any other activity in one's life if they truly love it. For me, I loved wrestling. If it hadn't been for Chad Dennis, I never would have felt a true joy for anything like I did with wrestling. He made me realize what it's like to pursue and not give up, even when you are in a tough predicament. He was a good teacher, patient, and a great motivational speaker. Chad Dennis is a math teacher at William Henry Harrison High School in Harrison, Ohio. I had him for math class my freshman year, and he taught me how to do algebra and geometry. I was taught how to break down the equation step by step and to look at the problem as a whole. Chad was also my coach for wrestling throughout high school. He made me and everyone else understand thoroughly how to complete and execute the moves and the counter moves. He went over it multiple times to remove any confusion that anyone had when practicing the moves. Also, during practice, he would come over and help you out even if you were doing the slightest thing wrong so you didn't form any bad habits. Since you know about how good of a teacher Chad Dennis is, I'll let you know how he got to be that way with his patients. Chad Dennis always would take his time, whether during class or after, to stay with you until you had a full grasp of the problem that you were working on. He would act as a private tutor in a way because education was an important factor to him. Education and hard work played a major role in his life, and he wanted you to acquire the same aspects. During practice, he made sure that everyone had their moves down pat 100%. He never left any wrestler behind, because that would mean that he would be left behind during the match. Then that would cause the team to be left behind during the placing. When most people have great patience, they also seem to obtain the same idea of speaking. Chad was one of those people. He always had a quote at the beginning of practice and at the end. Each quote, no matter how long or detailed it was, it always got your brain turning to figure out what each one meant. They all had a different meaning as well, and we all portrayed them differently between one another because he knew how to get to each one of us. Even though he was normally screaming moves during the match, before the whistle, he would whisper something in your ear and it always made you get pumped up. He always seemed to know the right things to say at the right times. Even while the match was going on, he was always saying positive things. In my mind, Chad Dennis is a great man and he will always remain to be one. With his amazing teaching skills, his patience, and his superb speaking skills, he can show anyone how they can stick to it and obtain their dream or fantasy by sticking to it and not giving up. He always pushed us hard and never let us give up. If you ever doubt yourself, just remember to keep chugging along and think of the outcomes that will be ahead.